Hello everybody, welcome back to another figure review. We're going to take a look at our Marvel Legends She-Hulk from the new Iron Man retro card series, which, it's interesting that she's part of this Iron Man thing. I'm not too sure on the lore or why, she's packaged in the Iron Man. I'm sure there's reasons, I just don't know why. But yeah, here we have her rotating, and yeah, my packaging got badly bent up. It seems they could barely make her fit in the box. Not even, I mean, they had to fold the card back, so yeah. And this came from Amazon, so usually they do a good job about packaging, but not this time. But on the back here you have some sort of diagram showing you can interchange her fists, and she does have a read up way up there. I don't know how clear that's going to be to read, but I'll probably just take a picture and you guys can read it off of that. But I zoomed out a little bit too much. There we go. But yeah, here it is. She looks great in the packaging, kind of a wonky pose, just the arms down and the legs spread open. She-Hulk there, a nice Iron Man art there, Iron Man logo. But, I don't care much about inbox when it comes to Marvel Legends, so I am gonna tear this open. And it is pretty layered. You have the plastic tray coming in here, and it's kind of stacked up around that plastic, so that's some solid packaging for the figure for those who are inbox collectors. I'm not. She is gonna come out. We're gonna get rid of that. I will say though, there's a lot of tray and not a lot of, accessories. Maybe you could have thrown in more accessories if possible, but just saying, a lot of tray room that's not being used. We do have this sort of broken gun. We have her two fists there, and figure itself. All right, so let me set everything up and we'll start with our accessories. So out of the packaging, she comes with these two sort of open gripping sort of hands. She also comes with two fisted hands, and all the hands can go in and out in the horizontal direction, as opposed to the vertical hinges. And she also comes with a sort of destroyed assault rifle, that she's sort of bending, just getting rid of. Probably took it from some low-tiered crook, and is just destroying their weapon. Taking a closer look at it, here it is, and you can just see how bent this is, and the different compartments, just getting crushed and whatnot. This is a nice sculpt, makes for some unique, display options. It does have some sort of hole here where it seems like one of her fingers or her, thumbs goes in there. So you can use that for her to better hold the gun. But yeah, very unique sculpt and very interesting accessory we haven't seen with the Marvel Legends figures. But with that being said, let's move on to the figure itself. And here we have She-Hulk herself, who is quite tall and very, it's an impressive figure. Just to quickly note a few things: when you remove her hands, these four arm pieces are separate, so they can come apart, and then put this back on there, and that looks very good. sculpt wise, it's very, very nicely done. You know, you have a lot of her musculature down here in the abs. Um, you know, you have her breasts there sculpted very nicely. You know, sort of wrinkles and stuff there. And you get more wrinkles over here and at the butt back here. And then more musculature in the back there, looking very nice. And then, you know, she has a toned body overall. You know, she's not grotesque as the Hulk, but you know, she's just a bulky person, you know, a lot of muscle going for her. She has an amazing head sculpt here, as you can see, well painted. The eyes really stand out, you know, they're green, she's all green, but you know, there's a nice contrast between those green eyes and her green lips there. So overall, fantastic head sculpt there. Articulation wise, I think she articulates pretty well. I'm not sure about the head, but okay, there it is. It is a dumbbell joint, so you can't really get much going back or forward, as you can see there, and not a lot of tilt. They need to work on their dumbbell joints, and it's not only Marvel Legends, but the G.I. Joe team have to figure out how to make dumbbell joints like articulate more back and forward, which, you know, usually just requires removing a lot of the plastic that's around here, and that usually helps. But yeah, unfortunately we got the dumbbell joint. I mean, not that her head's gonna move. Oh god, let's get back in there. Alright, there it goes. Not that we're gonna get a lot of range anyway, because she has some great hair here with a lot of green highlights going throughout it, you know, throughout the hair. And yeah, it looks very nice. It's nicely sculpted as well. And all the way to the top, you can see the mold line going through. But yeah, you're not gonna get a lot of going up. As you can see there, maybe some down and then some pivoting. But yeah, even if we had a disc hinge, you wouldn't get much up. So it's a bit unfortunate, but what we have is good enough for her. Arms can go out about that much. That's very nice. You do have your bicep swivel, and the arms can go all the way around. You have double jointed elbows, which is very nice. You will see a difference in green when it comes to the elbows and the knees, as you can see there. I feel like it's mostly on camera. I feel for some reason the camera picks that up the most, but with my visible eye, it's not as noticeable, you know, with all these lights going on. So that's mostly the camera picking that different tone, but with my eyes, it's not as noticeable. I mentioned the hands, they all articulate horizontally, so side to side. She has an upper torso there that doesn't really shift forward all that much, and back a little bit, and she does have some great pivoting. But yeah, again, they gotta figure out how to give it more range so that they can go forward a little more. I'm sure you can heat this up, pop it out, and, you know, remove some excess plastic that's in there. But that's okay, I would say. She can kick forward about that much, kick out about that much, and then back not so much. You have your upper thigh cut. Again, that different tone there at the knee, and that can bend in pretty well. You know, big muscles there, so she can't reach her butt. And then you do have boot rotation, which, you know, we hardly see with female figures, but we do have them here, which is nice. Feet go back, forward, and then you do have your ankle pivot in there. But yeah, I don't think there's much more to say about this figure. She just looks great, and I didn't expect to get her, but you know, it seemed interesting to, you know, just have her in the collection and whatnot. You know, see how she looks, especially because it's a bigger female body. I don't know if anything is reused. I don't think anything is, but she looks great, and I think I may do some size comparisons just to show how tall she is. Here we have a Captain America, and you can see that she is like I don't know, a whole head taller than he is. Here she is next to the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man, also relatively taller than him. And here is Daredevil from the Netflix show, and I just brought him out because, you know, in the She-Hulk show, they kind of have a run into each other, and, you know, they just fight crime together in like one episode. I really did not like the show at all, but, you know, that's a topic of discussion for some other video or some other time. But yeah, terrible show. But here's Daredevil and She-Hulk. And here I have her next to Thor, who's also kind of a taller, much beefier figure. And you can see she's still relatively taller with the hair and everything. Almost, I mean, Thor's little feather pieces are like slightly taller, but in terms of, you know, the helmet, top of the helmet, they're kind of a match. So there's that size comparison, and I obviously had to bring out the Hulk here. He is significantly taller, maybe a head, you know, head wise. I think he's taller by like one size of his head. But yeah, I had to bring out the Hulk because, you know, it is She-Hulk, and, you know, had to break my back, you know, to get him from way up there in the back, but I think it's worth it, you know, to get him out and see that size comparison there. And here we have her one last time on the rotating stand here on the 40th anniversary Hulk sort of little accessory base there. A fantastic looking figure. I didn't expect to enjoy it this much. She looks great. She looks amazing. She articulates well. I am saying that the head being very restricted by the hair is kind of limiting in terms of poses. But I'm sure people can find a way around it in taking photography. But I think it's a solid release. It's a great female body. Kind of an iconic character. But yeah, I am overall pleased with the figure. I hope you guys enjoyed this figure review. Let me know what you think of this figure down in the comments, and I'll see you guys in a future video.